antimony, arsenic, aluminum, selenium, and hydrogen and oxygen and nitrogen and rhenium, and nickel, neodymium, neptunium, germanium, and iron, americium, ruthenium, uranium.
My name is Scott Lefurgy, and I am an assistant professor of chemistry at Hofstra University, and I'm also a secret opera singer. I think from the time I was 17 and I had to choose what major to apply for in college, that I knew I wanted to do both. And that was never a question, and I simply checked both boxes. So from the very first day, when I asked students for information about themselves on an index card, I asked them to put down what their backup plan is. Many of them want to go to medical school and become doctors, and I insist that they come up with some reasonable alternative to that. So when I write down my information for them, I put down opera singer. I'm hoping that by me being vulnerable with the students, it allows them to be vulnerable too. And a lot of times I see students writing down their hidden talents on the index card, and I find out that they're pianists or they're graphic designers or that they have some other talent that they would pursue if they weren't going to go to medical school, and I think that that's wonderful. We do sing in class. I think singing and writing songs is an interesting way of sort of taking your liberal arts education and putting it to use in the sciences. I love so many things about teaching. One of the things is the performance aspect of it. So getting up at the whiteboard and performing a lecture. Right? I really consider that all of the elements that I've learned from my musical training, I get to put into the performances of lectures. And getting to interact with the audience or the students is a real joy.
And iodine and thorium and thulium and thallium. There's yttrium, ytterbium, actinium, rubidium, boron, gadolinium, niobium, iridium, strontium and silicon and silver and samarium and bismuth, bromine, lithium, beryllium and barium.
Chemistry and music share the same problem of being a foreign language. So chemical structures are a foreign language to anyone who hasn't been trained. Musical notation the same way to someone who doesn't read music. These are both disciplines where I think you can appreciate that there is a history, that these are living subjects, that they change over time. Oh my goodness. There were a lot of first times performing at different kinds of things. I remember in 6th grade, I played the Tin Man in a production of The Wizard of Oz, and I remember the silver makeup that I had to wear, and that I was a boy soprano, and that most people in the audience thought I was a girl. I think my interest in chemistry came a little bit later. It wasn't really until I'd gone through organic chemistry in college that I knew that I wanted to become something more or less of a chemistry teacher. In my experience in high school was that biology was the subject that I was really interested in. But there was something about biology that there wasn't enough quantitative sorts of understanding. It was more descriptive, and I really wanted something that was more quantitative. I find that my Pandora station is frequently on film scores because they're really good to work to. But I also like U2 and Coldplay. It's a little bit of a secret, but I don't actually enjoy listening to opera for its own sake. It's actually much more fun to perform in the opera.
These are the only ones of which the news has come to Harvard. And there may be many others, but they haven't been discovered.